y'all. I'm April.
And I'm Caroline. And this is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, guys.
We're here. This is April.
And this is Caroline. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thirsty Thursday. We are in this thing. We've been here for a while, and we are ready to get going.
Yes, we are.
So I think we need to start off with first, this is episode 1 of Kidnapped and Tortured. Kidnapped, Abducted, and Tortured. We still don't know what we're going to call it. You'll see it when we post it. Our new theme for the month of October.
Halloween month.
Halloween. And so we are starting strong. Oh my God. We're starting strong. I'm just telling you right now to brace yourself. But before we get to that, we got a couple of reviews we need to read. Mm-hmm. So this first one is titled Love, April and Caroline. Chalk Bluff fan here. I'm enjoying your breakdowns of how everything goes down. Very informative and never boring. We may be neighbors. That she's talking to me because I live in Chalk Bluff. I hope you enjoy even bigger success. Keep up the good work. You should give Vanilla Crown and cream soda. It's the most awesome drink ever. Not sold in bars. Hey, I grew up on cream soda. I like cream soda.
Okay.
Mike's mouth might be watering, I think.
It probably is. The next one is from West Steph, and it's titled Drunk Dateline Recap. And she says, Drunk Besties Recapping Dateline. I live. Emoji face. I love that.
Maybe we'll be on Dateline one day. We gotta be good, though.
Like as a reporter or something? Or like as victims?
Oh, not victims.
I mean,
we need to get your code word going, so...
I can't even talk about my code words.
So that
you're
not a victim. She outed her own code
my own code word. I just came up with it like a day ago.
Yeah, I know. Dang it. Okay, so next one is called Vocabulary Builder, and this is from Doc S. Hancock. So it says, after I just had to swallow all my spit in my mouth, I love the chemistry these two have, and they routinely crack me up. Another plus, well, every single week, without fail, I learn a new word and definition. So basically, listening makes you smarter.
What have I said this whole time?
Oh, my God.
Oh, I'm so
Dictionary,
proud of everybody.
Yes. Thank you, Doc S. Hancock.
And
I love her.
I'll read one more. This is from Super Texas Mom. She says, these gals are killing it. Get it? Ice crunching, snot sniffing, eyes clanking, hushed whispering or sudden yelling. Whoops. Caroline and April are the perfect gals for me. I love the true crime, comedy, gold, happy hours with you so much. I used to call my extended family members while I was driving, but now I'm just tripping while y'all are sipping on some murder. Keep it up, ladies.
Oh, love it. Screw the family. Let's listen to some BHH.
I love it.
Okay, and then this is titled Enjoyable by Haley BW. The most fun I have all week listening to the radio. Oh, hold on. Low power mode just came on.
Oh, no.
They are knowledgeable, do their research, and lend just enough lighthearted wit with superb timing. Keep it up, ladies.
And let me do this one.
Uh-oh.
This is from Lady from Co-Town. And the subject title is Meh.
This is a 2-star.
This is 2 stars. I like April a lot. However, I'm not a big fan of Caroline. She's just all over the place and a bit annoying. I wish they would stay on topic about a story. If it were April and somebody else and they stayed on topic, I'd continue to listen. But so far, I'm not a fan.
Oh, she's asking a whole lot of us. Stay on topic?
Stay on
and replace my co-host? No way. Sorry, lady from Co-Town.
Thanks for the review.
And last one, this came right after our
basketball.
Yeah, our Patrick Dennehy. That summer, I was training for triathlon. She's a badass. One of my bicycle training routes took me within yards of the body. 4 days. Creeped me out when they found him. I have never cycled that way since. Lots of new information that I hadn't heard before.
That's from Herc Shorty.
Herc Shorty.
Y'all, we love the reviews, good or bad. We like to read them, and they make us feel so good.
All
inside.
comments matter.
Yes. So please keep reviewing. And if you're on Twitter, we got a lot of BHH action on Twitter.
Did we really?
Not really. It's just me. It's just
me, you, and Sweet Pea.
It's just me, you, and Sweet Pea talking to each other about whatever. And we're retweeting a bunch of things, like keeping up with all the different cases that are going on around out there. So if you want to keep in the know or maybe see who we're talking about, because
well, and I want to say too, like on our Facebook page, Bloody Happy Hour Podcast.
Yeah,
we are almost at 1,000 people.
Almost at 1,000
so
followers.
I need, if you're listening right now and you have not liked our page, I need you to go and like it and even share it, because we have we have 955 followers. So what's the difference? 45? If Sweet Pea was here, he would have had it real quick.
Don't even get me started on Sweet Pea.
Okay, so go like and share our page, because I want to be at 1,000 by mañana.
Yeah, and maybe
Instagram
comment
too?
on some comments.
Yeah.
Let's have conversations. That's how we actually got Tiffany on here.
Yes.
Was because she commented on one of our posts and was like, I would love to have a conversation about this. I've some interesting takes on it that you might like to hear about. So we need to get more people to comment on that.
Yeah.
And if you have a story, send us an email.
Send us an email at bloodyhappyhour.com.
Gmail.com.
Are we ready?
April, what is your story? Who is it about? What's going to happen? Do we need to take any precautions? Do we need to sit down, stand up, do a couple burpees or squats or jumping jacks, or just like do we need to have, I should have brought whiskey. I don't know.
Listen.
I'm trying to.
I think our Killer Athlete Month was pretty like,
tame?
Yeah, it was. Like, it wasn't like,
yeah, like
we were doing real harsh,
some gruesome things.
Oh, I think that was like our pregame. I don't know. Like, we took a little break that month and we gave you some good stories, but they just weren't like
intense.
Yes.
Hardcore chopping up people and
yeah, because we were getting a little we were getting a little crazy for a while.
Well, the Lawrence Singleton, the one that just like that was
oh yeah that was
one of the first ones we recorded.
That was the lube for this month, right? Like that was the lube. It's getting you ready for what's happening. And so torture, kidnap and torture. I have to tell you, if you have a daughter, I don't have a daughter. I don't know what I would do if I had a daughter. Like, I was my mom's daughter and she made me a little paranoid. So I sent one of my friends a text and I was like, I need your daughter to listen to the whole month because she needs to not trust anybody. She needs not trust anybody. And she was like, I was just trying to figure out how to not make her stressed and have anxiety and not worried about everybody and just love everybody. And I'm like, she needs to think everybody's a serial killer and a rapist.
She needs to grow up how I grew up.
No. No. Not under a rock like Caroline did. But you know, like when my friend's daughter started college she graduated in 2020. You know what they told her at her college orientation?
No.
Everybody's a rapist or a killer until they prove you otherwise. And she was like, that's exactly what you tell me. Yes, they are. They are.
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
Everybody's Jesus to Caroline. Until they tell her otherwise.
That's why y'all need to tell me all these things so I know.
This Caroline needs to listen to this more than anybody.
Well, good thing I'm here.
Yay! Okay, here we go. So I'm going to tell you about the Cleveland kidnappings.
Okay. You gonna make it? Are you gonna make it? I'm real concerned.
I don't know. I'm real nervous about it. I have done so much research.
Get you a drink.
Get a drink. And have some shot glasses on the side. I'm probably gonna tell you when to take a shot. Trigger warning. There is torture. There is rape. This guy is a total shitbag alert. And I'm sorry, Mom. Other cuss words may come out. Let me tell you, she told me, she was like, because, growing up, we couldn't say like crap. We couldn't say like suck, like weird word. Like you had to use substitute words for everything. But then substitute words were even bad.
Like what the fork?
Oh, that drives me crazy. We would not be allowed to say that. I used to say what in the firecracker, and she was like, hey, that is just a substitute word, and that is just as bad.
Substitute word.
So, Mama, I'm sorry now.
I got in trouble once I like to always read the lyrics of a song so I can sing the whole song. And I had like printed out lyrics like a rap song. And so my mom found the lyrics and she was like, how dare you print out these lyrics? This is terrible. What are you listening to? And I was like,
You don't really, back then we didn't pay attention to what the word said.
oh, I just wanted to sing it all.
So my mom was like, I'm giving you permission now to say crap because I say shit so much. So now I have permission to say crap.
Oh, you do now. Now that you're 40
years old.
Oh, that's so nice. Thanks, Mama.
Thanks, Gigi.
And she's going to go she's going to lose it today. So.
Sometimes I'm like, just don't listen to this episode.
Yeah.
But this is so good. She's got to listen to it. Okay. So I am getting off script a little bit because normally I tell you about the shitbag that we're talking about. I go like into childhood because I like us to know like what caused all this to happen down the road. Ariel Castro, don't deserve it. Like, if you want to know what happened in his childhood, then you can like research that. But I'm not even going to it because I don't need anybody having like 1 cent of remorse for him. Oh. So, Ariel Castro's childhood,
was it bad?
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? He does not deserve it.
She does not.
He does not deserve.
Is this the worst one you've ever done?
I mean, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
I have no idea. I've never looked him up. I didn't even know if it was male or female because it was Ariel. But
And that's like my favorite name, and I hate that he has this name. I hope I have enough drink.
I just looked at him.
Don't.
He looks like one of my old teachers.
Oh shit, he probably was. Okay, so this story starts off with a girl named Michelle Knight. She was born April 23rd, 1981, so she's 40. She's the same age as me. We were born in the same year. I just closed her laptop. Okay, so her mom's name is Barbara Knight. That was Catherine Knight's mama's name.
Was it?
So I don't even got to say much about her mama because she was just as shitty as Catherine Knight's mama.
Oh my God.
I hope your mama's name is not Barbara Knight, y'all. Any listeners?
If it is, you better run.
Yeah, what's it called when you divorce your parents?
Emancipation?
Wait
a second. No, I think it is.
It is, but not the proclamation. It's just emancipated.
Y'all.
She's been smart all day today.
At least for an hour, which is amazing.
And a half.
I tell you, is that ginkgo biloba that somebody sent me.
Look at that. Okay, so she was real small. Like she probably would have went to Caroline's waist because she was 4'2".
Oh, yeah, that's probably like Lacey's size.
And her nickname was Shorty. But like Michelle lived a horrible, like she was born into a horrible life. She started off in extreme poverty. So her earliest memories was living in a station wagon with her family, mom, dad, twin brothers, and then some cousins. And so simple things in life were taken like for granted. So like a shower, she didn't get them. Brushing her teeth, she couldn't do it. Meals, didn't have them. And she was the oldest, and so she kind of felt like she needed to take care of like her siblings. So she would even deny herself those little things just to like let her little twin brothers get it. So she had to grow up real quick. At one point they did rent out a house, but there was like 12 people living in this house because they were poor. And so the more like friends and family that came in, like the cheaper it would be. So they lived in a house for a little bit. And so she had like random family members, males living there. So what usually happens when you have a daughter and you let random men live in your house or just come into your house?
Nothing good.
Nothing good. Well, so by the age of five, Michelle was getting sexually assaulted. by a male family member. I'm reading her, like I read her book, and so she never really names him. We just know it's a male family member. Started at 5, and it continued till she was 15 years old.
I just don't. What?
At 5-year-old.
I know, like what?
I
Awful, awful, awful.
So,
I don't understand.
And listen, so usually, like sometimes when kids have a bad home life, school is like a good escape. So they come to school and like school is a good thing, but not for Michelle. She was bullied because she was like dirty, like 'cause she didn't get the shower. She was like short. And she missed a lot of school because they were homeless so much. So then she was like behind. I think they put her in special education at one point. And so she was just over it. She was over school. She was over her life. Like she hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Yeah.
So I think by the time she is 14, she's like, I can't live here anymore. So 1 week before Thanksgiving, she sneaks her abuser some sleeping pills because she would hide in closets so he wouldn't come rape her. Well, he did. She would like even not
This
take
been
showers
going for
even
10
more.
years.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Started at 5, continued on till she was
14.
yeah. Well, now she's 14, and he's still raping her. So she's like, I gotta go. So she sneaks him some sleeping pills, and she grabs her backpack with her spiral and her pens because she loves art. She loves to draw, and that's the only thing pretty good that she can do at school. And she ran away. She had 3 outfits that were like Goodwill. Like this is the 90s-ish. She said they were like 1960s clothes that were like dirty and worn. She had 1 pair of panties. She took everything that she had and she put in this backpack, and she ran away when he passed out. And she was on the streets in the cold in Cleveland, Ohio. So this is November. So she's cold, but she's like, you know what?
Better than this.
Yeah. And it was, she would rather be there than like back at home in her house. So she slept in a park for a little bit, but there were so many homeless people. People would get attacked. They would steal any little thing that you have. So she found this place under a bridge, 14 years old. And she was so little, she needed to like block the wind from like chafing her body. So she found a garbage can. She turned it on the side, and that's where she would sleep. And she slept there for a couple days until one day this man approached her.
Oh.
This big black man approached her.
Like, does she eat food? I mean,
she had almost gone about a week without eating by this time. This black man approached her, and he was like, "Hey, he ended up being a minister of a church." Now, mind you, she doesn't like, so she's in Cleveland and she's like in the hood. So it's very like, everybody's there. Like there's white people there, there's black, so everybody's poor, but everybody's there. So seeing a black man didn't scare her, but the fact that it's a man and she's on the streets, that scared her. So he was a minister at a local Baptist church, and he says, "Hey, we serve meals every day at this time. We have a big Thanksgiving meal coming up." And the next day was Thanksgiving. So she just remembers thinking, I've never had a Thanksgiving meal. Like they would eat like nothing, like at home, basically nothing. So she showed up to his church, and it was the best meal she ever ate. She had like 4 different plates, and she met people at this church. She started attending this church on Sundays, on Thursdays, and she'd go there every day. So she had at least 1 good meal a day, and like her life was semi-decent in her eyes, right?
Yeah.
Well, she would eat her food, and then she'd go back to her trash can. Well, another guy approached her, and this guy was half black and half Mexican, and he called himself Sniper. And I'm like reading to this, and I was like, Sniper, okay, come on, Sniper, what you gonna do? He offers her to come and live in his house and offers her a room. He's like, "Oh, I see that you're homeless. why don't you come? I got a room for you. Just come on here. I got a job. I'll pay you. And she's like,
What?
Wait, what? Like, what do you think when you hear something like
I would
that?
be
What
like,
do you think's about to happen?
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
No.
I'm like,
You just escaped.
you're about to be somebody's hoe. He's a pimp.
Yes. You just escaped. Now you're going to be in this
hoe house. There's some hoes in this house.
There's some hoes in this.
So
now you're being annoying and not me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, dang it. I think we switch roles every other podcast.
Are you saying I'm annoying?
So, okay. He's offering these things. So, in her situation, she's like, you know what? I don't got any money. Like, I only get my 1 meal a day. It'd be great to have some money. So, she goes with him to this house.
Oh, no.
To Sniper's house.
Oh, no.
And the house is, like, pimped out. Like, there's, like, furry carpet, there's like big screen TVs, there's like speakers, the bedding is zebra bedding, and it
spins in circles.
It's like pimped out house, and I'm still like, oh my goodness, he just needs a drug deliverer, drug DoorDasher of drugs, an Uber of drugs,
an Uber drugger.
So she's like, oh, okay, well, and he'd pay her like $300 a week.
Oh my gosh.
All you do is deliver this, and here's a room for you. She's never had her own room. She's never had like a bed that she didn't have. So that first night she was there, she talks about she was filthy because she'd been homeless for weeks. Yeah. She'd have to take a bath in the shower at the church. A whore bath is what you call it. Like you just
PTA.
Get the towels.
Yeah.
Yep. PTA. And she says, you would not know like how dirt like just like cakes up.
Oh.
So she takes an hour-long shower. Well, when she walks in the house, she's like bleeding down from her legs. She's on her period, and Sniper sees this, and he goes to the store and he gets her some tampons. And he takes them upstairs, and he says, this is my room, but you can have it at yours.
Oh, Sniper.
I know.
Oh,
so
Sniper.
Then Roderick, there's another guy that lives there named Roderick, and he's Saudi Arabian, and he's got like this weird accent. Well, Sniper met Roderick on the streets. Mm-hmm. And he did the same thing. He took him off the streets, and he's like, hey, all you got to do is, like, sell these drugs for me. No big deal.
Oh, I'm getting nervous. Something bad about to happen. Oh, hell.
So
we got...
Michelle is living her best life in this house with Sniper and Roderick. Like, nothing inappropriate ever happened. They are brothers and sisters, and I love this for her because she's never had, like, a family unit. So Roderick is very appropriate because he's like his Saudi Arabian culture. Like you don't have sex until you get married. Like you don't sleep in a bed when you get married. So like it was just, they were brothers and sisters. So by day, they'd watch movies. They'd play dominoes. They'd play ping pong. They cooked for each other.
Oh my.
By night, they sold drugs.
Yeah.
And brought the money back to Sniper. So like it was going good. Until Sniper gets busted. Sniper and Roderick. Well, Roderick takes off and finds Michelle, and he's like, we gotta go because they're gonna raid the house. So they go because they have all their money that they've made stashed. So he gets her, they go to the house, they get the money, and they go back under the bridge. Michelle shows him where she used to live. And she's like, here's this trash can. Like, it blocks the wind. So Roderick goes and finds his own trash can and lays it down next to Michelle. And that's where they sleep, under the bridge. And they're like, we'll make a plan. Like, we have this money. Maybe we can get an apartment. But for now, like, let's just stay here and figure it out. So there you go. They're living on the bridge.
Oh, wow.
For just a minute, because a neighbor of her parents, shitty dad, shitty mom, sees her under the bridge, and now there's cell phones, and so they call the dad, and the dad comes and gets her, sees
the
her.
abuser dad?
Well, it's not the dad that's the abuser. He's just a shitty dad. It's like she's getting abused by somebody else in the house.
We don't know. Oh,
yeah.
Fine.
So dad drags her back home, and that night she's raped by her abuser. Repeatedly.
Wait, did Sniper get taken to jail?
Sniper got taken to jail. She never saw Roderick again. They were running away because when she saw her neighbor, she was like, we got to get away because I don't want my family to come. Well, her dad sees her, grabs. The neighbor didn't know. Like, the neighbor's just thinking, I saw your daughter on the street.
Did they report her missing? Anyway. Oh my gosh. And then how long was she living with Sniper under the bridge? Do we know?
So all this, I think, transpired like in a year. So she was on the streets for a while with Sniper and Roderick for a while, back on the street. And then so within a year.
She should have probably just rather gone to jail.
Or two, yeah. I mean, she did not want to go back home. But so she was there. She was stuck and her mom enrolled her back in school. And she was supposed to be in 7th grade, but by now she was 16 years old. So it might have been 2 years away. 16 years old. They gave her a test, and so she was able to at least be in high school. So then here comes age 17. So she's in school, but she like has no friends because she's still like, she's not any like cleaner than she was before. She's not any smarter because
she still hates her life now because she's back at her house.
She's by herself,
raped every day.
All she does is read Stephen King books all day long. She was
channeling her.
Yeah, she just loves some crime and some horror stories, and so she would just read her Stephen King books all the time. Well, she meets a guy. This random guy like approaches her at school. And they have a little bit of what's like a kind of relationship. And she's grateful for this because she has sex with this guy. And she's like, this is the first time I've ever had sex because I wanted to, like consensual sex. And so, but this is like a football player guy, good looking. She says he was like very like brown skin but fair skin, so he was like biracial,
like light skin.
Yeah, he's real bright. Real bright. And so anyways, okay, she gets pregnant.
Oh,
but not by her abuser. She's pregnant by this guy. I think she calls him Eric in the book. And she never tells Eric because before she even gets to tell Eric, she finds out that Eric had a girlfriend this whole time and was just like side piecing her.
Oh, no.
And so now she's pregnant. She's scared to death. And she finds out she's having a boy. So she's just like, you know what? I am excited. Like, Joey becomes her life and her purpose. She's never had anybody that she felt has loved her. I'm going to have this kid is what she's saying so that somebody can love me. And I can love somebody else. So to her, it was her gift from God. And up to now, she's like, didn't believe there's really a God. Like, she would even go to church and like she heard these gospel music and she heard the word and she would like go back and forth. She was like, but if there is a God, like, why am I going through this life that I'm going through?
Yeah.
This was like her one of her, like, I don't even know what the word is, but basically she was like, there maybe there is a God
like
if
realization.
I can. Realization. So Joey is what she's going to name the kid.
Okay.
But now she knows she needs a job.
Yes,
so
you do.
Joey's born.
You know, I always wonder, but whenever you get like abused like that, if you tend to not have sexual relationships with males, if you tend to like go to the
females,
other side.
Yeah, I mean, they say a lot. I'm not lesbian, but I know a lot of lesbian people in life that had past trauma. I'm not saying I'm not saying that's why they went, but it is a common and like.
I'm surprised
think about
she
it.
wasn't
like
scared to like.
Yeah.
You know, because you just have to have these like visions and flashbacks.
Yeah,
and stuff.
flashbacks of a penis and things.
Penis.
So anyways,
she had the baby.
This girl is the strongest girl like that I've ever read, heard, or know about. Like, it's crazy what she goes through. So she has the baby and she's dropped out of school and she's like, I need to get out of this house because while she was pregnant, she was still getting raped by her abuser.
Oh no.
Yeah. So she asked her mom, Barbara Knight, can you watch baby Joey? He's older by now, like toddler. Can you watch Joey while I go look for a job? Well, she spends all day looking for a job, and she wants to get hired on the spot. She goes to every fast food restaurant, but guess what? She's 4'2". She's a high school dropout, and she's just has no luck. So she goes back home, and her stepdad is there. Her mom's dating a guy named Carlos now, and she divorced. And Joey's crying, and it turns out he yanked up Joey and fractured Joey's leg. So she is heartbroken. She takes Joey to the hospital, and the doctors know, right? Like, the doctors know what abuse look like. So they question her and they ask what happened. And Michelle's just like, I took him to the park and he got hurt on the slide.
Oh, no.
She was scared to tell the truth because she knew what would happen. Like, she was so scared to have Joey taken away. Well, turns out Mama's boyfriend Carlos, that actually fractured his leg, is a mean drunk, but a genuine sober person. So he called the hospital and he confessed to what happened. He says, it was me. I did it. And so the doctors approach her and they say, Carlos called us and he told me what happened. But we still had to call CPS because of the situation you and him live in. Yeah. They can't save her because she's by this time 17-ish, but they can save Joey. So this is her last night that she gets to spend with her son. And in the book, it just talks about how hard that night was because she had to tell her kid, like, you're not going to be with me anymore.
Oh, my
So gosh. CPS comes, Child Protective Services comes. Joey was removed and put into foster care. Michelle is devastated. But, there's a court date coming. Okay? Court date coming up. Mm-hmm. A couple days later. Well, remember, she has no support. Mm-hmm. Or nobody that cares. So she has to walk to this address where this court date is. And it's a 3-hour walk.
Oh, my God.
A 3-hour walk. Just to arrive 15 minutes late, and the judge yells at her. And she doesn't even get to say her part and,
oh my gosh,
advocate for herself. So she can't catch a break. And I hate this for her because all she wants is to be a mom to her kid. Well, he's been shuttled from foster home to foster home, right?
Oh, gosh.
And she has to find rides. She gets 1 hour visitation every couple weeks. So she has to find rides. Sometimes it doesn't happen. And she's like, you know what? I'm never going to get my kid back if I don't leave this house with my mom and Carlos and this person who's raping me. Like, this is no place. So she has a cousin named Lisa, and Lisa's older. And Lisa has a job, and Lisa's like, okay, come live with me, and I can help you get your kid back. We'll work together. And she's introduced to another cousin named Deanna, and then Deanna has a friend named Emily. Well, Emily's last name is Castro.
Oh, I dated a guy with last name Castro.
Well, Emily's daddy's name was Ariel. Okay. So was the guy you dated's dad
named Ariel?
Uh-huh.
No.
Okay. I was about to
and
interview
they weren't
you
in
right
Cleveland.
on the spot.
And they were not in Cleveland, and they were Mexican. Are these people Mexican?
Puerto Rican. So Michelle's very, of course, depressed, right?
Yeah.
So she's hanging out with her cousin. She hangs out with Emily. And while she's with Emily Castro, daddy named Ariel, Emily talks about her dad a lot. And she just says how she doesn't live with her dad because her parents got a divorce. He drives a bus for the local elementary. And she even showed Michelle pictures of her dad. So Michelle doesn't think, she's just like, oh,
whatever.
It's great to have it. It's just my friend's dad. Like, no big deal.
Well, she lived with her mom, Emily?
Emily lived with her mom, yeah.
She just decided to show her pictures of her anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. She even heard like Emily and Ariel on the phone, and they just had like a good conversation, you know?
Yeah,
With
everything
daddy,
seemed
daughter,
normal.
everything seemed normal.
Yeah.
So now it's 2002. It's August 23rd, and she has a big appointment with social services because this is going to be the appointment to start the process to get Joey back.
Yeah.
So it's been a bit. And so the social services is like, we can give you a ride because you need to be here at this time.
Yeah.
It was like at 2:30. Okay, so she was trying to get to this appointment. Well, she had a family member that said, oh, yeah, I'll get you there. Don't worry about it. Well, so she denied the job from social services. That's fine. She denied, not the job. She denied the ride from social services because she was like, my family member's going to give me a ride. At the last minute, family member says, I can't do it. So she's fumbling around and she's like, okay, I think it's over here. It's going to take me at least 2 hours to get there. I need an hour to get ready. I need to leave now. She asked cousin Deanna, can you walk with me? Okay. So her and Deanna are walking around, looking for this address, and they cannot find it. And it's getting closer to the date, closer to the time that she needs to be there. So she's about to be like done, like worn out. And she's just like, I can't miss another one. Like she's had to miss some before because she didn't have anybody to take her there. So she tells her cousin Deanna, go back home. I'm going to walk around here and I'm going to ask some directions and just see if I can maybe get a ride. Because she doesn't want to give up. Like she feels like she's giving up on her son, on Joey. So Deanna goes home. She walks into a Family Dollar because it's hot. It is August in Cleveland, like it's the middle of the summer, and she's getting something to drink, and she asks the cashier, do you know where this is? And she has her paperwork, and there's the address. And the cashier's like, no, I don't know where that is. I don't know. Another person in line says, oh, I think all you do is go up 2 blocks and take a ride, and I think it's over there. Well, there's this other person in there, and he's shopping. His name is Ariel Castro. Oh, and he's overhearing that this girl's looking for this place. So he walks up and he goes, hey, I know where that is. Motherfucker ain't never even seen the address. I know where that is. You want me to take you? It's just right up the block. It's on my way. I live on the way. And Michelle is thinking, this is my angel, my saving grace. Oh. If he gives me a ride, I don't have to walk. I can be there right on time and I can see Joey. I can have my appointment. Like everything's good. So then she recognizes his face because she saw the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's like, oh, you're Emily's daddy. And he goes, yeah, you know Emily? She's at the house. And she goes, oh, okay, you know, whatever. So gets in the car. The car's filthy with Big Mac wrappers like everywhere. And so she like scoots shit over and she sits down. Well, instead of them going the way that they're supposed to go, they veer off. And he's like, you know what? Just give me a second. My dog had puppies.
Oh, no.
And I need to go check on them. But don't worry about it. I'll get you to your appointment. You'll be able to see Joey. I'm going to run by my house. Hey, and Emily's there. You could see Emily while we're there. So Michelle's thinking, oh, okay, cool.
She said, I just saw Emily. I don't need to see her.
She was like, oh, cool. Yeah, okay, I'll see Emily. She was kind of hesitant, but she didn't want to be rude because that's her friend's daddy. And then she's like, Joey loves puppies. And he's like, come pick you one out. You can take it to Joey. And he'll be so excited when you get him back. This will be his dog. So she's like, okay.
How many times
she
done this?
Gets out. She goes in the filthy house. It's like McDonald's and like food.
Oh my gosh, is Emily in on it?
Listen, my mind went there too.
Okay.
Well, see, Emma, remember she was walking with Deanna.
Okay.
Yeah, she was walking with Deanna. So Emily, she's not at the house, basically. So he goes, oh, Emily is, what did he say? I think putting laundry, like downstairs, putting laundry, but the puppies are upstairs. So come up here. And so she was like, oh no, I'm not going up there. And he goes, wait, why are you scared? I'm AC. I'm Emily's dad. I'm fine. Let's just go up here. You pick out a puppy. We'll go. You have a puppy for your son. So she walks up the stairs reluctantly. And when she gets up there, door slams.
Oh, no.
She had no idea that when she walked up those stairs, she would be trapped for 11 years. 11 freaking years. Ariel tied her feet up with these cable wires so tight that her feet went numb and it like cut open her skin like they were so tight. When he tied her up, he pulled down his pants, masturbated on her, threw his jizz on her, and then he like hog tied her up. And she was in the air, like suspended, hog tied like a foot off the ground. He stuffed a dirty sock in her mouth, duct taped it, and left her there hanging for a while. Like all day, all night until the next day. And when he left, he turned up the radio so loud it busted her ears, but so in case she screamed, the neighbors would hear it. He played salsa music. And
would they not hear the music?
Huh?
They would hear the music?
They would hear the music, but I mean, like, it's Ariel Castro playing salsa music. Like, that's no big deal. It's like, it just happens. He was actually in a band. So hearing salsa music coming from his house all the time was no big deal. So salsa music's playing. She's like suspended up in the air, hog-tied. He comes back a day and a half later, force-fed her a McDonald's sausage, egg McMuffin, whatever. This is why there's no ever a reason to ever eat McDonald's. We already talked about this. You go there for the ice cream machine don't ever
work. Always broke.
McDonald's, like Ariel Castro is your.
Oh, I want only a white meat chicken nugget.
It ain't even white. Chicken.
Give me the dark meat. I just like the barbecue sauce.
You don't even want their chicken. Well, I mean, so did that other guy when he called in that bomb threat because they didn't give him his barbecue sauce. So when he untied her, he threw her on the mattress, dirty mattress on the ground, like nothing on there, and he raped her for hours and hours. Then after he raped her, he rolled over and he cried. And he blamed his childhood because he was raped. And he was beaten. And because of that, that's why he beat his wife. And that's why his wife left him and his kids left him. So that's why he needed her. So he was like, treated her like I'm on the couch in a counseling session.
But Emily did not live with him.
No, Emily lived with
Even
Mom.
though when they got to the house, he was talking about telling her to go put she's putting the laundry up.
He was saying, oh, Emily's, because she was like, where's Emily? He walked in the house. She's like, where's Emily? He goes, oh, she's downstairs. Why would she ask
where's Emily if Emily doesn't live there?
Because he said that Emily was at the house.
He was just saying she was over there hanging out.
And she knew he would go to hang out at his dad's house, but he lived with his mom. Hang out at her dad's house, but she lived with her mom. And then her purse, he saw her purse. When he opened up her purse, he looked at her ID and saw that she was 21 years old. Well, she's 4'2". He thought she was younger. So then he's pissed because he wanted it to be a little girl. So he takes her down to the basement. And she says, you know what? I know enough to know that nothing good ever happens in a basement. He chained her up to a pole down there, tied her hands around her back, chained her up from her waist all the way to like her mouth, duct taped her mouth, and put a motorcycle helmet over her head, turned off the lights, and left her in the pitch dark for days. There was like a little bitty space where she could see if it's daytime or nighttime there. So she, like the day, it like just ran together. She was bruised. She was bloody. She was covered in pee because she couldn't get up to use the bathroom, and covered in semen from when he raped her. So his routine would be come downstairs, feed her egg McMuffin, and stuff it down her throat with some orange juice. He would go back upstairs, watch porn loudly, then come down, rape her for hours, and then tie her back up.
with always the helmet, and you have no
Nothing.
perception of anything.
Nothing.
You're just in the dark.
She would just like pass out. And then to escape, she just thought about her son, Joey, how she loved him, how she missed him. And she would sleep and she would cry. And then she said she would sing those gospel songs that she learned from when she was going to that church.
Yeah.
And that would soothe her.
I mean, can you even imagine what you just sit there?
How, like,
I mean, I know I'm just
the panic attacks that,
but
like,
you
I
just
get nervous thinking about it.
You just have to all day. That's all you're doing.
Sit there, tied up to a pole.
You can't.
You can't scratch.
Everything's numb. Like you can't. You know, when your foot goes to sleep.
Yes. She can't move. Can't do anything.
Gosh.
When he would come back, he would break her down and tell her, nobody's looking for you. Like, there were no missing person posters. There was nobody on the news, like, pleading, where's my daughter, Michelle Knight? And he would, like, tell her, nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit about you. Like, I could do whatever I want to you, and nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to miss you. And it got into her head.
Yeah.
And really, because it was true.
Yeah.
Nobody was looking for her. And she was like, maybe my cousin Deanna, because remember, she's walking Deanna.
Yeah.
Well, she never came back home. Like, well, Deanna, what did you think? Did you go tell mom and dad?
Deanna in on it.
Everybody's guilty.
Everybody's guilty. Never. You told me never trust
anybody.
anyone.
Deanna, she might got some money for this. I don't know.
Well,
and then what's crazy is, like, he just went on living his life. He'd get up, he'd go to work. His band would still come over to play. And she was just down there in the basement, like, doing nothing. Nothing. She would hear, like, Emily and the other kids would come over. And what was crazy is now they say, well, he wouldn't let anybody go down in the basement or go, like, upstairs. Like, it's just so sketchy. So he finally moved her upstairs. And so it was like a blessing to her, because she was like, well, you know, I am at least, he put a leash around her neck, like a chain. And so she was chained in the room, but she could at least, like, walk. Like,
so she earned some privileges.
She got some privileges. Okay. Got a little bit of privileges.
She got a little mobility.
Little bit of mobility. And then so what he would do is, like, he would play these mind games, and he would be like, you know, he would pretend like he left but not leave to see if she was going to, like, scream or try to get away. And if she did try to get away, he would beat her, or he would withhold food from her for days or weeks.
Is he trying to keep her? I mean, are you trying to keep her alive, or what are you trying to do?
He's trying to, like, train her so that she's just fears him so much that she just, like, gives up. And she does.
Oh.
One day he randomly, like, bought her that puppy because she was like, you know what, I'm going to get in his mind. He wants me to trust him. Well, she started telling him, well, I don't even trust you. You want to trust me, but I don't trust you. You promised me a puppy that first day I came. Where's my puppy? And she was like, if I just had something, like something up here, because they got so lonely.
Yeah. He
bought this mutt. She named it Lobo, and she loved this dog. Like, trained him. Like, he basically pooped where she pooped, because, you know, she couldn't go use the bathroom where she went to the bathroom. They slept together. She would have full conversations with them.
Oh, for sure.
And when he would come up to rape her.
That's gotta change your, I mean, like.
Oh, it's like.
She
She was like, can endure this a little bit because I got Lobo.
Yeah.
When he would come in, rape her, he'd first get Lobo nice and neat and take him outside, chain Lobo up, come and rape and assault and beat her. And then when he was done, he'd bring Lobo back up. Well, one night he came in and he had too many Dos Equis, and he forgot to take Lobo out. So Lobo jumped on his ass. Hell yeah, Lobo. Brace yourself.
Oh.
He grabs Lobo, snaps his neck.
No!
Throws him on the bed.
Podcast over.
Lobo's dead. Caroline got up and walked out. I mean, forget the fact that she was tied to a pole, but he broke the dog's neck and she's done.
Because the dog was just in there?
Because he jumped on Ariel when Ariel tried to rape him. Rape her. So she was done. Like, she was like, I lost Joey. I lost Lobo. She didn't want to live. Because her dreams and her conversations with Lobo was, when we get out of here, we're going to go to the park. We're going to do these things. I'm going to teach you all these tricks. And now it's like, I want to join you where you are, Lobo.
Absolutely.
So, unlike he just left the dead dog in there for a while. Yeah. So she like went to a whole new low, right?
Did he like beat her any or like have any weapon or just have her chained up? Because I would think I don't know. I feel like I would just start like punching. I don't know why.
I know.
You just
every time he came in, he'd had a gun. So at this
point, you'd probably be like, "Well, go ahead, just shoot me.
Yeah,
just shoot me."
The only thing that kept her is like, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna see Joey.
Yeah.
Like, she needed to live for her kid. So this was about 8 months into her being there, and he gets up and he tells her to take off her clothes that she's had on for 8 months. She has not showered for 8 months. Take off your clothes, and he gives her some old men's clothes, puts on a wig, some sunglasses, and takes her to the backyard. What? In Cleveland. And in Cleveland, these houses are like right on top of each other, and there's these tall like houses or whatever. There was a neighbor outside. She couldn't like scream or yell or anything because Ariel had a gun like in her, like pointing like in her back.
Gosh.
He made her, she was like, I need you to do something. I need you to help me. So she went down there and she like moved some stuff with them. And then when he brought her back in the house, he said, well, take off my clothes. So she took off her clothes and she thought she was going to get her old dirty clothes back.
He left her naked.
Left her naked.
Oh.
4 months she was naked. So that he didn't have to remove her clothes every time he came in there and raped him. So you think about Cleveland, like it's very, very hot. This is an old ass house. It's very, very cold. She was freezing. She was hot. Like, it was just horrible.
Usually they want to at least shower them or clean them.
It took he eventually does. But this is how nasty he was. Like, so you can imagine like how nasty he was. Like 8 months, and you're raping her. Mm-mm. So she said that every time he came in, he smelled like dead fish. So you're going to work smelling like this? Oh. So randomly, remember he was like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, or Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll, whichever it is like sometimes he would be like horrible, like devil. And then he would act like she was the girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh my
gosh. He came in with a radio one day because she was like, can you like give me some like I need something. She was going crazy and talking to herself.
For sure.
She was having full on conversations with Joey that wasn't there.
Absolutely.
So he brought her a radio and he was like, quote, here's your radio. This will give you something to do. Don't listen to any nigger music. She was not a listen, and she was from Cleveland, and she loved her. So, like in the book, she talked about Whitney Houston. She talks about Neo. Like, she just loved her R&B and some hip hop. So if he was there, she had to listen to something else, but she wanted to listen to. And then a little bit after that, he showed up with the television, and he was like, "Here, plug it in. You better not watch no nigger shows. I better not see Cosby Show." I better not see the Cosby Show on.
Yeah.
And so
the irony.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she talked about like how like racist he was, and he talked about like black kids beat him up on the playground or something when he was little. So then he hated all black people.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my God. So now it's almost only a year after she's been taken. and it's April 1st in 2003. And 16-year-old Amanda Berry went missing. She worked at a Burger King. It was the day before her birthday, and she almost called in because she wanted to celebrate her birthday early, but she decided not to, so she went to work. Boyfriend was supposed to pick her up, but he was being an asshole and he didn't, so she had to walk home. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, no. Somebody offered her a ride named Ariel Castro.
She
said
passed.
said he had some puppies.
Very close. So she passed by a maroon van and she saw on the inside a man and his daughter, and it ended up being Ariel and Emily. And she just kind of waved because she also went to school with Emily Castro. She waved, kept walking. They left. Well, she was still walking a little bit later. Here comes that van, but it's just Ariel. No Emily. And he stops and he says,
Oh, do you need a ride?
Offers his ride. He says, oh, do you need a ride? Emily's back at the house. You want to go see her? Well, shit, you just had Emily. You should have asked me right then when you had Emily, right? Well, Amanda was like tired of walking, and she was like, sure, for sure. She had gotten in a fight with her mom, and she was like, I'm not going straight home. Like, sure, I'll go see Emily. So she got in the van. They were going to go see Emily. And when they got to the house, she walks in and she said, he says, oh, she's in the bathtub. She'll be right down. Just wait on her. He's so convincing. And so this was like 2003. So cell phones were in, but not like they are now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
but he saw that she had a cell phone. And he goes, oh, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to go check on the dog. But can I use your cell phone really quick? The phone's not working. Can I use it? And she goes, sure. So she handed it to him. He walked out. And when he came back in, he was like, let me show you the rest of the house. I'll show you Emily's room. Walked up them damn doom stairs.
Oh, my gosh.
And opened up the door that Michelle was in, and she saw a naked woman chained, and she freaked out. Ariel shoved her into another room and said,
so he showed her Michelle,
yep.
But then he put her in a different room?
Shoved her in, because she was like in shock.
He was like,
shoved her.
Hello, look at this. You're next.
Yes. He said, I think he said, pull your pants down.
Oh, no. And this guy is like fat, greasy guy with this beard.
Greasy,
he
nasty.
looks just like an old nasty man.
Yes.
Just like no, he doesn't even look like you know.
He could
He just looks like a normal guy.
A normal guy.
Man,
Yeah.
whatever.
So he raped her multiple times. And then he did the same thing he did to Michelle, took her down to the basement, tied her up, put the motorcycle helmet and everything for weeks. Well, remember, Michelle has a TV. So she sees on the news, Amanda Berry's gone missing. Her parents are all over the news. And 1 week after Amanda goes missing, he has Amanda's cell phone?
Yeah.
Well, he calls her mama on her cell phone, and he says, I have Mandy. She wants to be with me. And he hung up. He never called back. They traced it, but he must have destroyed the phone or something. Like the cell phone, it pinged within like 2 blocks of where he lived, but it was like 2 blocks of places that like they didn't know exactly where the phone call came from. And that cell phone was never activated again, so they never could like trace it again. What I hate is he used his daughter to kidnap both of these girls so far.
Yeah, it's like where did he do with her when he just drop her off somewhere? Do they live close?
Oh yeah, I think he just like this time he took Emily back to Mama's house.
They must live close.
Yeah.
If he just...
they all like Michelle lived within blocks.
Oh my
Amanda lived within blocks, and Emily and her mama lived in blocks.
Captured a block away from their own house.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
Worst.
Okay, so this is my thing is not to victim blame, not to parent blame, but I think about this, and they got in the car with their friend's dad, but I was told never to. Were you told, like, you hear don't ride in the car with strangers. Well, he's not a stranger, so that's why you don't say shit like that. It's like, you don't ride in the car with anybody. So
he looks like my friend's dad's.
I know, but would you have gotten in a car with them?
I guess.
So did your so what was your
did you
have the
warnings?
warnings?
End up in a basement.
I don't know. I don't know.
Not kidding.
Your parents you might be kidnapped right now.
I probably am. No, I'm definitely my mother's child.
They might have stolen you and you just don't know yet.
No.
Wait, but you didn't get like the warnings, like nobody picks you up unless I tell you?
No. Mm-mm.
We need to get Mosey on this podcast.
She was always working.
Yeah, but you still.
We had Lola at the house.
Lola didn't even tell you?
No, Lola's too busy in the truck with her boyfriend. I mean, we'd ride the bus, walk home, out the butt, and then like open the door with the key, and then go. I don't even think the doors were locked. I mean, it's like back in the 90s, whenever.
No, bitch, I was born in the 90s, and my mom was like
and doing things.
Yes.
I mean, did you leave your doors unlocked and stuff at your house? We always had our doors unlocked.
Yeah, we did. We did do that. My mom, they still do that. But I remember like there was one, maybe two people in our whole lives that I was allowed to get in the car with if my mom didn't know. So she would be like, if somebody's coming to pick you up, I'm going to tell you first. So if so-and-so pulled up at my school and says, hey, your mom told me to take you home, don't get in the car with them.
Well, I always rode the bus. Or walked home.
Yeah.
So I guess that never, but I don't know.
So,
I don't think I've ever been told anything.
And so I remember like new friends coming into her life. So we'd meet these new people and they were friends or whatever. And I would say, Mama, can I get in the car with
but
so-and-so?
It would usually be
and
like
she would
their
say,
kid would be
no.
there with them. Because if it was like you're going to a sports, like a basketball game or whatever.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't be like somebody's dad. Oh, hey girl, I don't want to ride. I'd be like, well, where's, Sarah?
I could get in a car with them. I would just know, like she would tell me so-and-so's going to pick you up if they were.
Right.
Or I knew I was going to so-and-so's house, so their dad was going to pick me up. But like just random, if I'm just walking down the road and uncle, like it was just nobody. We just knew, like you just don't get in the car.
Yeah. I mean, we would ride our bikes like to the convenience store and everything, which,
Yeah.
that's...
Yeah.
You wouldn't let your kid
and
do that
that's
now.
fine. Well, I mean, we would walk places. You just didn't get in the car.
Yeah.
Like if somebody asked you for a ride, and I just remember saying, what about so-and-so? No.
I feel like if they would have asked if I would have been like, sure.
Yeah. So, so it's not weird for them to get in a car with them.
Right.
But I just remember, I remember specifically being told you don't. Like no matter who, I don't care what friend it is, what daddy, what mama, know what whatever. If you do, I need to know first. Nope. But she also had me while watching all these movies.
Oh yeah,
this is why. This is why
I was
I'm
just
so obsessed.
over here Googling rap songs and printing them out and
getting in trouble because you're listening to rap songs at cuss. So we're about to be.
That's
at the
probably
park.
how I landed up in that first relationship in my last marriage. So I had no guidance. It's their fault, not mine.
Let's just blame everybody.
Yeah, let's blame everybody else.
So okay, they didn't do anything wrong. They were riding with their friend's dad, who they thought was a normal dad. He just really wasn't. He would do nice things every once in a while. Like every time he would come in and rape them, he'd throw like some change and some dollars at them, and he would say like, "Thank you for your services."
The hell is
he'd pay them every time.
What do you do?
They
with it?
piled it up. They piled it up. Like
Well,
they piled
good.
up money. It's crazy. And they would like ask for journals or like pens or something because they wanted to kind of journal what was happening.
Something. Give me something to do.
And draw, like Michelle liked to draw. They finally were allowed to shower, only if it was with him though.
Oh my
So
gosh.
they were just like, you learn how to escape because you want to be
Were
clean.
they still in separate rooms?
So Amanda was always separated. And Michelle, so yeah, they're in separate rooms still. He barely let them like cross paths. So Amanda's been there for a little bit. Michelle finds out she's pregnant. And she's been pregnant actually a couple times.
Oh, and she miscarried.
Yeah, he would beat her to miscarry. And at one point, he starved her for a week and then hit her in the stomach with a barbell.
I can't.
And then beat her ass for aborting his baby. But he did it. Another time, he took her in the basement, kicked and punched her, and sat on her until she passed her baby in the toilet.
It sat on her? Sat on her? He sat on her?
Oh, sat her on the toilet.
Oh. I don't know. I just had to laugh because it's like, he just sat on her.
I might have said that.
No,
he
said he punched her on the toilet.
And sat her on the toilet until she passed the baby. And she, in the book, says she remembers like, y'all, this gets bad. Or this is bad. This is already bad. It's been bad for a while.
But yeah.
She remembers grabbing like the fetus out of the toilet and just crying and like just
yeah,
thinking
everything.
this is why. In total, Michelle goes through 5 miscarriages or termination of pregnancies.
Michelle. Okay.
Michelle, the first one, the white girl.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're both
white.
white.
Is Amanda black girl? Oh.
No. I guess they're both white
because
now.
he's racist.
Yeah. No, there's no black girl. There comes a Mexican girl.
Mm.
Total, she went through 5 miscarriages or termination of pregnancies by Ariel Castro. And like right now, like they do get out. She can't have kids. Like she can never have kids. So we're going to end with this. 1 year later, April 2nd, 2004, everything happens in April. Like it's crazy. Like he's taken the last 2 girls in April. Gina DeJesus goes missing. Gina DeJesus's daddy is very good friends with Ariel Castro. Gina DeJesus is friends with Ariel Castro's younger daughter, Arlene, and that's how he gets her. They are walking home from the local middle school, 14 years old, with Arlene. And they had to part ways because Arlene was going to come over, but they called the mom, and the mom was like, no, you need to come home. So Arlene goes this way. Gina goes the other way. And then here comes fucking Ariel. And he stops and he's like, hey, have you seen Arlene? And she's like, yeah, I just saw him. She just turned. We just part ways. And he goes, well, hop in. Help me find her. I need to find her. We're looking for her. So she gets in because she's thinking something's wrong. And then that's it. She gets, same thing happens. They went to his house. And he was like, you know what? She's probably went home.
She's probably in the shower. Emily in the shower.
Can you help me move the speaker?
You want a dog?
Oh, he has a different thing every time.
I'm surprised he didn't just use the same thing every time.
Yeah, because it worked.
Yeah.
This time it's...
And are these... Oh, what was the age of Amanda? Or did you...
Amanda was 15.
Because he didn't...
She's 14.
He was pissed that
she
Michelle
was 21.
21.
Yeah, so Amanda was 15. This girl's 14. She's mentally a 9-year-old. She's an intellectual... Yeah. Back then, it would have been like mental retardation. She's mentally a 9-year-old.
Oh.
Gina got in the car with him, and then they ended up at his house. And he was like, you know what? Basically, fuck Arlene. I wasn't really looking for her, but I need you to help me move the speaker. Can you come and help me move the speaker? And she's like, sure. When he got her upstairs, his words were, show me your privates. And then he tricked her to go into the basement.
Did you show him the other girls?
No, I don't even think she got that far. Gina ends up being there for a while, not even knowing like there's other girls there because he keeps her in the basement for a while. So we're going to stop right there at Gina DeJesus.
Okay, so when Gina gets there, where are the other 2 girls in the house?
They're upstairs and they're in 2 separate rooms.
Okay, and then Gina's going in the basement.
And now Gina's going in the basement. He keeps them there like to get inside their minds, like Like keeps him there for weeks.
I really hope the end of this, when we end it, that he is tortured real bad and he's in jail. And
Do not read about it. Cross your
I
fingers.
won't.
You guys,
I
if you don't already know this story, don't read about it. She was, okay, don't read about it. So we're going to stop. Booyah, right here. Start here. All right, part 2 next week.
Is it actually a part 2?
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.